the addition of Kishane Thompson, who's starting his outdoor season here in China. Rohan Watson from Jamaica goes in lane 1, 5th at the World Indoors in Nanjing. In lane 1 for the second week running. Emmanuel Isemi from Cameroon, the African number 2, goes in lane 2. Letsidi Tebogo was disappointed maybe with 10-2 last weekend, but he is still building speed and sharpness after the 400 meters in the first few events of this year, building his endurance. He's still working on speed. Now, Kishane Thompson, Olympic silver medalist in Paris, of course, in the closest Olympic final in history. 5 thousandths of a second. He doesn't race very often. The fact that he's made the long trip suggests to me that he fancies his chances, and he'll have to be in form against the man in form, Akani Simbine. 2 out of 2 outdoors so far. Brilliant in Xiamen last weekend. His acceleration in the final 30 was very impressive. Christian Coleman, the indoor specialist, of course, over 60 meters, got a great start last weekend, but couldn't quite finish it and ended up in 4th place. He's in lane 6. Ferdinand Omanyala, also a great starter, powerful, the reigning African champion. Second behind Simbine last weekend. What can he do here in Kirchau? Jeremiah Azu, European world indoor champion, very relaxed, hitting all the right notes at the moment, enjoying his athletics back with his original former coach, Helen James. And Xie Junye gets a great reception from the crowd for China in lane 9, 3 times a 4th placer at the World Indoors. But the question is, Kishane Thompson, having made that long journey, what sort of shape is he in? Well, the early signs are good. There he is, right of picture. Ran 6:48 into a headwind outdoors, and then 6:56 indoors over 60 meters. So the omens are good. He's got a fantastic start and a great finish as well. So the big names: Tebogo in 3, Botswana; Kishane Thompson in 4; Simbine in the red, the man in form here, in 5; Coleman in 6; Omanyala 7; Azu in lane 8. Men's 100 meters. Great start from Simbine, also going well is Tebogo. He's made a good running as well. Azu's got a little bit of work to do. Thompson coming through, Simbine tracking him all the way. Who's going to get there? Oh, I think it's Simbine on the line, on the dip. The two share a moment. They both full clear. Thompson was ahead with what, 5-10 meters to go just. But did Simbine come back to just get him on the line? Yes, he did. 9:98. It's 3 from 3 outdoors for Simbine. And surely now we have to say he is the man to beat in 2025 so far. He's put together a brilliant sequence. Thompson in his first race stole a march, but was pipped on the line, and Tebogo with an improved performance from last week. We talked about his sharpness and speed getting better and better. There's the top 3: Simbine, Thompson and Tebogo.
Great start from all 3 of those men that ended up in the eventual 3. Tebogo, that was much, much better than we saw in Xiamen last week. Now, at this point, Thompson, he just tightened up for me. He just forced it ever so slightly. And Simbine just stayed relaxed. Look at the South African here. He is straining. He's working hard. But he's... See, look at this front on picture here. Thompson just rocking and rolling side to side. Simbine almost focusing all that desire straight forward, and he just gets there ahead of Thompson. And Tebogo, for me, it was a bit of a wry smile at some point over that finish line we saw in one of the shots, to just saying, all right, that's more like it. That felt good. So great to see Tebogo so close to 10 seconds. Yeah,
10-2 becomes 10-0-3. That is improvement. There was no sense of panic from Tebogo in the press conference yesterday. Long season ahead. You'll hear us and the athletes say that time and time again. Let's look at it again, though. This is a high-quality field, no doubt about it. We've got Azu there, second left from picture, who faded a little bit. But Thompson, an absolute class act at this stage. He thinks he's got it, but you're right. He starts to tighten up, and look at how relaxed relatively
The 2025 Diamond League season continues to deliver heart-pounding action for sprint fans. and the latest men's 100-meter showdown in China was no exception. Boasting a lineup of Olympic medalists, African champions, and emerging stars, the race promised fireworks from the outset. At the forefront were South Africa's Akani Simbine and Jamaica's Kishane Thompson. Debuting his outdoor campaign, Kishane Thompson, the Paris Olympic silver medalist from one of the closest 100m finals in history, brought his explosive yet sporadic brilliance to the track. His appearance in China signaled a bold intent to challenge the world's fastest, and recent training times, 6.48 outdoors against a headwind and 6.56 indoors over 60m, suggested he was near his peak, keeping spectators on edge. Opposite him in lane 5, Akani Simbine had already built momentum. With 2 convincing victories earlier this season, including a 9.90 in Botswana, he entered China hunting a 3rd straight win. Calm, concentrated, and technically precise, Simbine had quickly become the sprinter to beat in 2025. At the sound of the gun, Simbine exploded from the blocks, taking an early lead. Thompson, however, methodically gained ground, overtaking Simbine in the final 30 meters. For a fleeting moment, it seemed the Jamaican had secured triumph. Yet in the very last stride, Simbine surged forward and executed a textbook dip at the finish. The result was a stunningly close photo finish. Simbine clocked 9.98 seconds, just 100th ahead of Thompson's 9.99. Botswana's Leslie Tebogo claimed 3rd with a personal best of 10.03 seconds. Analysis of the replay revealed the decisive factor. Thompson, though briefly ahead, tightened up and lost efficiency, relying on raw power to push through. Simbine, in contrast, maintained flawless technique, crossing the line with control and precision. That technical mastery proved the difference. Other competitors, such as Christian Coleman, who started fast but faded to 5th in 10.13, as well as Jeremiah Azu, Ferdinando Mignola, and Rohan Watson, delivered impressive performances, but it was Simbine's composed execution that captured the spotlight. With 3 consecutive victories and top-tier performances, Akani Simbine has set the 2025 standard. Thompson, meanwhile, showed he is a serious contender. Once he refines his racing rhythm, he is poised to mount a formidable challenge in the months ahead. As the Diamond League progresses, the rivalry between Simbine and Thompson is shaping up to be a defining storyline. Sprinting thrills are at their peak, and the most dramatic chapters are yet to come.